Next we have speech number 2, which will be filled by Andy. Andy, what speech are you on?
Speech number 9.
9. What's the general purpose for 9?
Power of persuasion.
Ooh, power of persuasion. Interesting.
The power of persuasion. Yes. So, greetings, fellow Toastmasters. Today, my purpose is going to be to try to persuade you to think in a similar fashion to me. And I want to talk to everyone about customer service. I believe that customer service is a dying art. And the reason I believe this is that most people that are getting into customer service nowadays are younger folks. And a lot of times those younger folks spend a lot of their time texting on a cell phone, typing on a computer, playing video games, and they miss the big point of customer service. Customer service is one of the reasons why I'm in Toastmasters. I'm learning to speak to people. That is one of the reasons why customer service is a dying art. People are losing the ability to speak to folks. I want to give you a little statistic. 68% of customers that leave a certain company that provides a service, whether it's a telephone company, cable company, something like that, 68% of those people are feeling like they're underappreciated. They're unimportant. Their opinions don't matter. And they feel like they're being taken for granted. How many people feel like they've been taken for granted by at least a cable company? Okay, makes perfect sense. Why do you think that is? Think about that for a second. Why is it that we feel taken for granted by cable companies, or we feel underappreciated? Why is customer service a dying art? It's not what you think it is. Most people assume that bad customer service comes from a lack of training or comes from a lack of resources. Maybe people are too busy. Maybe people don't understand what it is. Bad customer service, I sincerely believe, is caused by your attitude. Your attitude has everything to do with customer service. If you get up in the morning and you're a bear, you don't want to go to work, you don't believe in what you're doing, you're going to fail. Your customer service skills are going to be horrible, only because of your own internal attitude. I can illustrate that. How many people have ever watched The Cosby Show? Loved The Cosby Show when I was a kid. Does everybody remember Theo? Theo was a bad student. Theo was a lazy student. Cliff spent his whole entire 10, 12 years of childhood trying to convince Theo that his attitude was wrong. Theo's attitude was wrong. There was a big scene in the show right in the first season where Theo was talking about being a bus driver, and he said, you know, you're a doctor, Dad, and Mom, you're a lawyer, and that's fine by me, but I want to be a bus driver. Why can't you just love me anyway because of your son? And Cliff looked at him and he said, Theo, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You're afraid to study because your brain's going to ooze out of your ears. I want you to try. I want you to try hard. All Cliff was trying to instill in Theo was a good attitude. He wanted him to be the best person that he could be. I would respectfully submit that if Theo went on after he graduated college, got into customer service, Theo would have had a great career in customer service because of that attitude that was instilled in him. here are some things that I think can combat the problem with customer service that I think everybody should at least think about and take a look at. Number one, enjoy what you're doing. And if you don't enjoy what you're doing, what your job is, a job's a job. A job isn't a career. If you don't enjoy what your job is, your customer service skills aren't going to be good. I see it all the time. Number two, when you're working on customer service, one of the biggest things that you can do, even if it's over the phone, is smile. I know it sounds odd. I know people that do strict phone support and customer service. Never talk to anybody face to face. Put a mirror on their computer and look at their face. And if they're smiling, their voice is uplifting, they feel happy, everything seems to be working okay. The last one, since one of my themes is the younger generation, hashtag OMG. What does that mean? Get off the Twitter. Stay away from the phones, would you? Have a personal conversation with somebody. We don't need chat and IM to do all that kind of stuff. You really connect with somebody when you're talking to them, just like we are now. I want to finish with a quote by Maya Angelou, and I think that this sums up customer service. People will forget what you say. People will forget what you do. People will never forget how you made them feel. Thank you.